Yeah, I made my way to the Tokyo Motor Show last week. First time there. It was a great experience. Their theme, I guess, is open future. So there were a lot of concepts, a lot of ideas that were shown of, just things that could, or ideas that people have for what the future holds. The future of mobility, and not just vehicles. They're talking about um, any way to get around. So that, whether that includes drones, rescue drones for mountainside rescue, whether that includes drones for surveillance, like forest fire surveillance, forestry surveillance, watershed surveillance. You have walkers, that help the elderly. You have autonomous vehicles for short distance transport, that sort of thing, like anything that can help people move around. So that was the theme for this year. So it's for me, walking into an auto show, especially one from in North America, you expect to see lots of vehicles, whether they're production vehicles or display vehicles. But this year's Tokyo Motor Show, there weren't. A lot of it was just ideas and showcases and booths and interactive booths, not so much production vehicles. So it was kind of weird. I was kind of hoping to see a lot of the local vehicles as well, but at the same time, it was a good idea, a good experience to kind of see what the other side of the world, I guess, sees as the future, as opposed to something that's with an American taste or North American taste. The video that Russell has up there, that's the Nissan Ariya. Nissan released that or launched that concept at the Tokyo Motor Show. It's Nissan's idea of a future electric vehicle crossover. They're featuring ProPilot 2.0, and that one will actually be rolling out on the Nissan Skyline. We know it as the Infiniti Q50 sedan in North America. And that actually has highways mapped out. So it's kind of similar to GM's Super Cruise. So because it has the highways mapped out, it can have hands-off highway autonomy. So that's what they're planning to have in this vehicle. They're expecting to have remote parking, which, it's basically like Tesla Summon or BMW Remote Park. Hyundai, I think, is coming out with that in the new Sonata. So it seems like that kind of feature is kind of trickling down to more or opening up to more vehicles. There is, because this is a concept, there's no indication of range or powertrain, but there's basically a showcase for what Nissan wants to have as an electric crossover. This is kind of interesting. This is a Mitsubishi Delica. It's a production vehicle SUV. I just wanted to show the infotainment system here. Actually, sorry if the video's a little laggy, but the idea is that you can swipe around and change the size of the screen of the four different.
That's really cool.
And you can have them at different sizes. It doesn't have to be right in the center.
So you can watch a movie instead of watching the road, basically.
Yeah,
I do that.
I mean,
or the news.
Well, in Japan, you are allowed to get terrestrial TV in your car, right?
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, they've had that for 20 years now.
In the driver's view.
Yep.
Wow.
In motion?
That I'm not sure.
Okay.
But that TV show that you see in the top right was also showing in the rear entertainment system when I folded it down. So it's kind of cool. But the point what I was trying to make is that this entertainment system was unique in that you can slide and choose the different size.
That is
screens.
very cool.
Right, not just simply split screen left and right or up and down. Like you can literally have that as a thumbnail if you wanted to, the TV, and have navigation or phone or whatever.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Was that super
I'm not sure. I didn't ask. I did think to ask actually. Darn it. Moving on to the Lexus booth. Lexus had a large booth. Their center display, of course, is the LF-30 Lexus future electric SUV. It's quite a large vehicle. I'm looking at least a GS sedan in size, maybe an LS, but kind of it's fairly large, and they're again because it's a concept. Part of it's there's a little bit of a language thing. There are people that speak English, but not very well. But a lot of the information that I was trying to get out of him, they're saying, it's just a concept car. Don't worry about it. Anything that we show on there, it's not for production. It's just a vision of what Lexus wants. So you may not be able to see in the video, but for example, where you have this door open at the bottom of the door sill there, it says solid state. So, Lexus wants to have a solid state battery for the vehicle. Spinning using one, I have one of the videos that spin the car around. On the back of the vehicle, Lexus is displaying a rapid wireless charger. So I guess Lexus.
It does say solid state right there.
That door looks impractical.
Maybe that's just the door sill.
That door is totally impractical.
Yeah. Right, yeah, it's the door that's
you can never
state,
park
right?
beside anybody.
Yeah.
Right.
It's ironic coming from the Model X guy.
Yeah, but the Model X actually folds, and it's somewhat practical.
Yeah, you open that in a city, and a truck's going to come by and take the whole door off.
Yeah.
Pretty much. Yeah.
You must have this much space to open the doors at all times.
Yeah.
Park curbside and just open the door and a pedestrian just flies by. So I guess at the back there's a wireless charger that says rapid fast charger. So again, because it's a concept, I couldn't get any details of how many kilowatts Lexus is envisioning, but I mean that's what they want to have in the future. And yeah.
I mean, it's cute and all, but I don't like the concept. That kind of just, I don't get it. You know what I mean? Like it's not. Well, what's cool about this that I want?
Maybe just some of the accent lines.
It's the in-wheel wireless fast charging motors.
Yeah.
The wireless fast charging and the in-wheel electric motors. So all four wheels have individual motors.
Yeah,
but other than that,
the only stuff. Otherwise, you got unsprung weight.
Of those things, the only thing that I think is actually feasible is the in-wheel motors. I mean, anyone can say wireless fast charging.
Yeah.
But that's not a thing. Yeah, in solid-state batteries. I mean, that's not really a thing.
Not yet.
Yeah, but still, it's a concept, and so they can say whatever the hell they want.
Yeah, but
flies to the moon.
That's what. Yeah.
Were there any actual production cars there? That you buy?
Not this one though.
Here's one. Yes.
This one.
Well, they did say this was going into production. This LQ.
Oh, did that thing just wink?
It did just wink. Yes, it did. If you go back to the just one more thing before we move on to the LQ. The Lexus will reveal more details at the LA Auto Show in November regarding their plug-in vehicle and their electric vehicle. So right now the rumor is the plug-in is probably an NX and the electric is probably a UX. But who knows? We'll know next.
Well, Toyota said the RAV plug-in's coming, so
which is why the NX is the logical educated guess for Lexus. Yeah.
On the Nissan, their Pro Pilot 2, how does that compare to the GM Super Cruise? Are they about equal, or is it Nissan slightly better, slightly almost as good?
To be honest, I've only watched one video on it.
Same here.
On YouTube. It was that video with the red skyline.
Yes.
Right? Yeah, so we watched the same video. So that's all the information I have.
Okay.
At this time. I don't think anyone's done a comparison yet.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's difference in intent is the biggest difference. And John or Tony or whoever, check me on this. But I mean, Pro Pilot 2 is something designed primarily in Japan, to work in Japan. Okay. Like it certainly has implications that would apply here and that would work here. But I mean, they're really this is the initial deployment is in Japan.
Okay, and so the similarity then would be that they both have the pre-mapping, and then they are different implementations from there.
Yeah, like the super high resolution pre-map has to be loaded in the car for it to work.
Yeah,
and they have to make sure that you're watching the road.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, it does. It does keep. Yeah, it does make sure that the driver is looking forward.
yeah. And I can look forward and go to sleep.
Put some of them glasses on with the eyelids.
Yeah.
They did say it worked with sunglasses, right? I think in that video, the
Oh,
ProPilot 2.
Okay, let's talk about this ugly car.
Yeah.
Again, 4-seater electric.
The ugly egg.
Oh,
I
sweet
think those that read
Jesus.
those of you that read the press release might know that it comes with some sort of a AI assistant called Buoy.
It looks like the one from Halo, Virgil.
Oh. I mean, it's
Why do they need the doors cut open like that? That's,
I don't know.
So they can see what your dress looks like.
yeah.
Right.
I assume it'll come with proper windows. Right now, where the video is paused, you can see there's just
Look, whatever happened.
toll booth windows.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you can't do a proper window because there's a window below. So where's
Right,
Yeah,
there's no
roll
place
down
for the
for the mechanism to go?
Yeah.
Oh,
It's like
right.
the Subaru XV, the
Yeah,
Subaru
yeah,
SVX.
Exactly like that.
A window within a window because there's no real estate to roll the whole window down.
Yeah.
Wow.
And don't even think about going over a curb.
Yeah.
No, now wait a second. This is concept.
Yeah.
And it's in English.
It's a Gen 2
at the-
Mirai.
Yeah.
But we know it's a lightly guised Gen 2.
So Honda style concept.
Was that?
Like how Honda makes the car and then they add stuff to it and they call it concept.
Yeah. Like add some big wheels and some fanciful spoilers.
Yeah.
Like, oh yeah, it's a concept. Totally.
Maybe delete the mirrors.
Now you get to see inside the car, which is something I didn't get.
Yeah.
I got to see outside the car.
The inside's quite nice. I mean, we couldn't go in.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, are the seats comfortable?
I did not test the Japanese security.
They look
Because
cool.
that's what you do on your last day because you have to leave anyway.
Watch, some of them came from the Yakuza. They just take you out.
Yeah, I mean, it looks a lot better than the first generation Mirai.
Yeah.
Definitely the extra length helps with the design. It's 5 passengers again instead of 4, with a larger boot trunk, and yeah, I guess longer range. What are we looking at? 500, 600?
Why do they always do 4 seats when they come out with these new high-tech cars?
Not the hydrogen tanks in the middle.
Well, I mean, like everybody,
No,
like
it's fine.
Chevrolet, Toyota. It doesn't matter. Like they have 4 seats. That's it. So yeah.
There are things that we cannot say, right, Tony?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
There are
there's a reason.
There's
Yeah.
a reason.
Wow, yours actually had that almost seems like a working vehicle. Ours was
Yeah.
like fiberglass.
Well, they're building them over there.
Really?
So
It's not. Is it not the same vehicle? Because it's the same.
It is
looks
not
like
the same vehicle.
that's the one at the press launch. Really? At the one in Charlotte.
Correct.
Really?
Oh,
Russell,
steering
Russell got the
wheel's on the wrong
fiberglass
side.
mock-up, and you got
I got the mock-up.
prototype.
You got a real car.
Oh,
In
nice.
other words,
Yeah.
they shipped an empty plastic one here, which makes sense when you think about it.
And then this
Did
one
it
just
say-
drove down to
did-
the
did
design lab.
Russell, did yours say Faraday on the side of it?
It should. No.
But it's not a bad looking car.
No, it's
No.
nice
100% better
car,
looking.
actually.
Like, yeah.
It's interesting. Did you get any of the strategy for this car, John, when you were there?
No, I did not. This one was actually at Toyota MegaWeb, so it wasn't actually at the auto show. So there weren't a lot of representatives around, kind of hanging around the car.
Mm.
There's
Yeah.
I have a theory. This is going to be the most expensive Toyota ever. And not a
You know
big-
there is a Century, right?
And the
in
Land
the
Cruiser.
U.S.
In the
Yeah, the
US,
Land
right?
Cruiser.
In the U.S. And I don't know what the Century runs U.S. equivalent. To be honest, maybe you do.
Isn't it like $1 million? Or
No, it's not.
I don't think that.
it's a
high.
billion yen. No, it's not enough. Now you look it up.
I don't know.
Yeah, I gotta look.
I
gotta
got
look
the
it up.
impression from Toyota was saying about the Mirai in Charlotte that it's going to be more expensive and I want to capitalize and put like a line underneath more than the first gen, it's going to be bigger and more luxurious and more powerful.
Fair. Yeah, that's fair.
But I think we're looking at probably like 70 grand.
At least.
Yeah.
Well,
Well,
Land
the
Cruisers
current-
are like
the current one?
The
85.
Land Cruiser.
Yeah.
Yeah. Does
I'm
anyone know what's under the hood?
Air.
All I know
Is
is
it a
that it's-
Unicorns.
Yeah. Is it a frunk? What's under there?
No, it's not gonna be
No,
a
no,
frunk.
it's all the hydrogen. I guess the inverters and the motors and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're looking at a 400-mile range, roughly. I'm trying to look at all the. trying to look up the information here.
And that's it.
There isn't much. Yeah,
No. I mean,
it's rear-wheel drive, I guess. Yeah.
yeah, that was definitely rear-wheel drive in the new one. It's bigger, it's longer, it's faster. Thank you, John, for that. And any stuff in summary?
Yeah. So I guess the some of the things that people are interested in is the new Mazda MX-30. That's the full electric vehicle. Small little crossover. It's kind of slots in between a CX-3 and a CX-5 in size. It was on the stage, so it was off limits. But what I can gather, based on my educated guess, it's probably based on the CX-30 that was on the floor, because that is a production vehicle. Because, apparently a CX-3 is too small and a CX-5 is too big, so somebody said, hey, I want something in between. For those that don't know, they're really, really similar in size. We're splitting hairs here. So I think the MX-30 looks to be about the size of a CX-30 with a slope back hatch instead of a more traditional upright hatch. The seating on the CX-30 is decent. Like for someone who's 6 foot, I have just enough rear leg room with me sitting behind myself. My knees just touching the back seat, just to give you a comparison for leg room, front and rear. The trunk space, I guess, I roughly measured it to be like 91 centimeters wide and about 70 deep, 70 centimeters deep, whatever that is in inches. I think the specs probably don't apply to us just because it's something like a 200 mile or 150 mile range. North America will probably get a bigger battery, and or we might get a range extender type vehicle. So that, I guess, yep,
They would do a range extender. It sounded like they really didn't want to do a hybrid.
There was an article somewhere about how they wanted to use like a Wankel engine.
Yes, they did want to do that at one point. Yeah.
So I don't know if that's going into the MX, like our version.
Okay.
That's one way to get it around, so they don't have to put a bigger battery.
If they can meet the emissions, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, it's not ideal. It's not, people want to have a full electric, but in terms of cost, it's might be a little easier, and packaging might be a little easier.
If you can do 100 miles with a range extender, that would cover everybody.
Yeah. So basically, if they had that vehicle as is and just threw in the range extender, it will work well.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, what I've noticed in Tokyo on the streets, there are a lot of Nissan e-Power vehicles, and Nissan only sells 2 e-Power vehicles: the Note and the Serena minivan. Now the Note, we have the Note, Nissan Note here, or Versa Note, I guess. But yeah, the e-Power one, it's
That's the hybrid without the plug?
That is the serial hybrid, yeah.
Okay.
So, from what I can gather, from translation, it's a 30 kilometer range, and then the engine, and with the engine, recharging the battery as needed. So the idea is that even if you run out of gas, you still have, if you have a full battery, you still have 30 kilometers left to get to the gas station.
Okay.
And the total range is about 1,000 kilometers.
Okay, well, let's. Thanks for that, John. I appreciate it, and that you hand carried video back from Japan is pretty cool.